Hey everybody! Today I'm going to be talking about Conduct Unbecoming by Witt. Now it doesn't officially come out until October, but because I'm such a huge fangirl, I literally squeed all over her when I met her at Authors After Dark. And I also am the starter, I guess, of her street team. I get free books, which you will too if you join the street team, and I will leave instructions on how to do that in the post. But I managed to get this while I was at Authors After Dark, and I squeed in the middle of a panel, literally, and yeah, I kind of made a fool of myself, but I'm okay with that because I got to read Conduct Unbecoming now. So, in Conduct Unbecoming, it talks about two men in the Navy. One is First Class Petty Officer Eric Randall, and the other is an officer by the name of Shane. I can't remember his last name. Shane Connolly. And Don't Ask, Don't Tell has been repealed in this book, which it's been repealed in real life too, finally, thank God. But there's still the issue of fraternization. You cannot be enlisted with an officer, vice versa. You can't be with somebody who's several pay grades lower than you. There's a lot of rules that you have to follow when you're in the military, and being former military, I don't actually read a lot of military themed books because so often they get all the details wrong. And it really annoys me to see things that are really minor for everybody else, but they're pretty major for when you've been in the military and you've lived that lifestyle. Like the difference between oorah, hoorah, and hua. It doesn't sound very different, but the Marines say oorah. In fact, they say oorah, dog. I used to be married to a Marine. The Navy says hoorah, and the Army, which my twin just got out of, they say hua. And I don't want to diss the Air Force because I know so many of them, but I don't know that they have a saying like that. I never heard them say it. They used to joke saying Zoom. Yeah. Anyway, it's those little tiny details that people get wrong that make me roll my eyes, and I end up having to put a book down. L.A. Witt's husband is in the Navy, and she must have done a lot of research, or she just pays really close attention, something, because I didn't see any details that were wrong. I thought that it was really well done. I absolutely love the setting. I really felt like I was actually in Okinawa, and I've never been there. I did have a conversation with her after I finished reading the book, and one of the scenes that was in the book, she sat at that spot while she was writing it, so I thought that was kind of awesome. I think that the relationship between Eric and Shane was really good, and I thought that it flowed nicely, from point A to point B, from them hooking up and not knowing that they were both in the military to finding out and still not being able to stay away from each other. I thought it was really realistic, and I love the way that their interaction played out. I'm, of course, going to give this a 5 out of 5 because I loved it so much, and I couldn't put it down despite the fact that I stayed up until probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning reading it. Who needs sleep? I don't, apparently. So, if you want a really good book that is a good depiction of how life is in the military, post Don't Ask, Don't Tell, but with still all the fraternization rules intact, this is definitely one to pick up. Not to mention the fact that L.A. Witt is just a fabulous author. So, have a great day, y'all.